I have decreed triumph, tranquility, healing, and financial benefits over your life. And God is making this announcement to you now. Always keep in mind that my word is last. My word is that you will be rich and happy as a result of what I've said. In order to unwind, you need to give yourself time to rest and heal. Similarly, I have said that these things will bring you joy because of what I've said to you throughout your lives. All the things I've said about your lives and the hard work I've put in for you may lead to this. I will not stand idly by watching those who oppose you harm you. You have experienced financial wealth. Nothing bad will happen. Your opponent isn't planning a devastating strike to bring you to your knees and make you watch your family weep in front of you. You are aware that God dreams. You will be humiliated to the point where your own family is weeping over this attack. Regardless of your true intentions, I will not stop you from trying to weaken your position in the market. Watch this video on YouTube if you want miracles to happen in your life. If your only possession is faith in God, then you have all you could possibly want. Please remember that. Shouldn't that be the situation? This warning is irrelevant. This is irrelevant if your only asset is your trust in God. God can accomplish all things for those who believe in Him and embrace Him as truth. Many rewards come from prioritizing God's service in our lives, provided we put our confidence in God and depend on Him for aid. All it takes is trust in something or someone other than that for God to fix and restore beauty to things that God can break. Given its little stature and flavor, it requires little in the way of accompaniment. The devil uses your fears about your fate to keep you from enjoying the good things in life, as deceit is one of the ways the devil differs from other people. He tells fibs. In such a situation, you should not burden other people with details about your life. Remain steadfast in your faith. Live each day to the fullest in His honor and to thank Him for what He's done. Please show your support by sharing and liking this video if you believe this to be accurate in relation to God. Writing your last piece while under attack can help you discover groundbreaking answers to the problems you're facing right now. Faith is a country that, by definition, always achieves a peaceful resolution. What it involves is letting go of the concept that you should be able to figure everything out and instead letting yourself be directed by the part of the case that is most troubling you. Nothing more needs doing than that. Since the assignment is now known to be real, you won't have to worry about reacting to the concerns it raises or overanalyzing the topic. Everything will work out just as it should, and it won't be long now. From this point on, everything will be of the highest standard. You are steadily preparing yourselves for it. Instead of doing anything, just sit down, come back, and let things unfold as they usually would. Pay careful heed to the suggestions others provide you, and start running harder to improve all the time if you want to be great. Recognize current events for what they really are. Stop stressing about the unknown and start enjoying an exciting game that will reveal your fate and how things will unfold for you instead of trying to predict what will happen. You could get promoted to a job that offers a plethora of impressive incentives and prizes quite soon. Fast action will be taken in this merchandising. It is anticipated that the promotion event will take place soon. The people around you will long for and be happy because of your impending life celebration, which your good fortune will bring about and which you will relish in because of your good fortune. Being content and in a fantastic mood are prerequisites for having a great attitude. Miracles may still happen in your life, even if you don't seek them out. You will achieve your objectives and see the magical fulfillment of your dreams if you stay on this road, and I promise you that. If you keep moving forward, the idea that this might ever happen is ridiculous. It's hard to see that your journey has to never be different from everyone else's on this planet, since everything is in the dark. Things don't have to be that way. Develop a deep psychological and emotional investment in future events whose outcomes are completely unpredictable. Put yourself in the position of having total control over comprehending all of your most significant aims and ambitions for a short while. You have to get rid of any ideas that may make your dreams come true, no matter how horrible they are. Your romantic life is about to undergo a radical transformation that will eventually bloom into something so wonderful that it will almost cure you and give you a new lease on life. It's possible that this shift in your romantic life may strengthen you physically and mentally. Any and all aspects of your fitness may be immediately affected by this change. God wanted us to know that He is a blessing, so He sent us this message. I would want to be of service to you and shower you with affection. My feelings for you are strong. There's no denying that the good things God has planned for you will, in most cases, surpass the bad things you've done. Try to keep your cool and remember to thank God for everything He has done for you. It's far more pleasant to be at ease when everyone else is happy and to experience severe sadness when everyone else is unhappy. The ideal life is living a life of simultaneous contentment and excruciating misery. Everything you owe will be paid off, and you'll be able to offer your kids something special all at once. You will be absolutely astounded, just as God promised in the Bible. Therefore, things are being reorganized so that we can finally serve you better. I hope you find this helpful. Put your whole trust in Jesus Christ and realize that God is more important than everything else. In pursuit of the highest possible level of success and happiness, this is the way to go. When the moment is right, you will noticeably change for the better as a result of the exceptional riches, power, healings, and blessings that the sector is showering upon you. I am mending the broken parts of your life, God has said in response to your prayer. Get ready for your faith to be restored. Know that I am setting you up to get all your prayers answered. But I am also aware of the times when I think they are being unjust. Everything is provided for by God. Assuming they're not being completely forthright is something I can do now, and I'll acknowledge it when I do. Nevertheless, as I reflect on certain events, Lord God, I realize that even though I didn't realize it at the time, you were always working things out for my benefit. Things were going well for me, and I'm grateful that you've been figuring things out and organizing them so that they work for me. This situation is too important to ignore and must be resolved. I pray that something significant happens in your life next week that you won't be able to comment on, and I hope that something good happens for you in the not-too-distant future. A willingness to learn, tolerance, and an open mind are all needed. Even though I know I am unworthy of your love, I just wanted to take a second to express my gratitude for all you've done for me. Throughout this whole method, you have been really patient with me. I just wanted to say how much you mean to me and how much your actions have improved my life. I give thanks to the Father, who is immortal. You are esteemed. A change within your plans is the form that God has arranged for your deliverance. The door is in the right place and shouldn't be modified if it can be closed after being opened and closed. Can you promise that you won't get completely disoriented? Due to the fact that many other forms of dishonesty stem from a desire to enrich oneself at the expense of others, some individuals have lost touch with their faith and caused themselves great pain by engaging in these practices. The week after this one is when all the money, love, and healing that are meant to come into your life will begin to manifest. According to your modern accounts and God's work, everything will begin to unfold as it should, and you are all interconnected in a grand scheme for a destiny that only He can see. As far as anybody can tell, He is preparing for an unknown future. We are laying the groundwork for a fate that will ultimately benefit Him. The actions He has taken thus far are precursors to the future goals He has imagined. This is a well-known fact that has given you a great deal of grief. Although I really hate it, you must know that no matter how much I care for you, I will never put you in a position that is too difficult or beyond your capabilities. I swear, I won't put you in a situation where you can't handle it or where it's too tough to find another way to phrase it. I really care about you, and that's why I'm doing this. Regardless of how many days you want unique end outcomes, nothing will exchange, so it's pointless to want them. Wishing things were different is therefore pointless. When things do not go as disastrously as they are right now, I will be here to soothe you. Excuse me as I explain. Never, ever quit. We must never lose sight of the fact that the number of seeds planted directly affects harvest yield. Sowing a small number of seeds will produce a meager crop, whereas sowing many seeds will provide a large harvest. Listen closely, for God has something to say to you today. First and foremost, remember that the difficulties you're facing right now are just temporary. This is a fact that you should remember. Of course, I am cognizant of the fact that you are now somewhat weary. In due time, God will examine your existence and reward you in some way. It may not be long before new options become available. Things seem to be getting worse for a while, until they finally began to improve. The capacity to overcome mishaps is beginning to show symptoms that are becoming more apparent as we approach the end of the world. Keep this in mind, in case you see it as a sign from above that your life's high points are drawing near. At this point, enjoying them may be your first priority. Keep in mind all the factors that are contributing to the problem you are now trying to solve, and don't let any bad thoughts enter your head. In contrast, you should constantly have an optimistic outlook. I beseech the Lord to show you His boundless mercy and grace. If you hold on to Him tightly, He may be able to solve all your issues and make your life better. That is the root of all the problems that have arisen as a result of your attachment to Him. Permit a considerable amount of time to pass before taking any action. There are a lot of opportunities coming your way right now. You shouldn't let your wants get in the way of seizing them. Chorus, from allowing this desire to detour your thoughts, I implore you not to do this. Not being able to see the immediate convergence of events does not indicate that wonderful things are planned or on their way to you. The fact that you may be blissfully unaware of dreadful things happening to you at the moment is no excuse for their non-occurrence. Do not be alarmed if it seems like nothing is happening in the meantime. Wonderful things will return. Success may come to you, even if you don't see it coming at first. Please wait for a little longer. Maintaining unwavering commitment and patience is crucial at all times. Always put your whole trust in God. God tells you that even if you have a lot of potential, you won't be able to thrive at whatever you set your mind to unless you're fully committed to it. Without dedication, you won't be able to do anything at all. Your undivided focus is required. By sharing this video, you can help me get the word out there. I am really grateful. Please do everything that is necessary to ensure that I will effectively mildew your ideas, and I will base my choices on what I think would make you a happy character, so please let me know all of your plans immediately. Ultimately, I will ensure that they align with my beliefs about what will ultimately bring you the most joy as a character. For me, you are the highlight of every day. The fact that no one accomplishes anything anymore because you don't want anybody to hear you out is real. Give it your all. Disappoint no one anymore. I see things from your perspective. For me, you are the highlight of every day. You are presently seeing the miracle that you have been hoping for take root. The people who matter most to you will always prevail. And no matter how difficult things become, a great opportunity for your life will still arrive. So, there's no need to be afraid. Never again will you give in to pressure. You must remind yourself, you need not worry that your present problems will drag me down. I am strong enough to support the whole planet. Roughly speaking, you don't have anything to do. To be taken advantage of, you need not participate. For this reason, I hope you will give it some thought. My will, not yours, will be done if you prioritize me in everything that you do, according to God. You should strive to be cheerful this week, as a new week has begun. I implore God to take on your flesh and forgive you for all that is happening to you right now. At their most loving, a person is situated at the highest potential frequency. They behave admiringly toward others once they get praise and thanks. All of the books listed below are considered sacred scriptures. The ancient Hebrews had the belief that benefiting another person would improve their life in every aspect and offer them joy. This position's original assumption is that the Bible has a long history of praise. People who had been blessed by the gods were powerful, and they knew it without asking why. The ones who have high aspirations and lead more pragmatic lives are usually the ones that are able to handle the most challenging and demanding circumstances, as God is trying to teach us. The most difficult circumstances are often faced by those with the highest ambitions and who are up for a much greater task. God wants us to know this so that we may overcome adversity and become structured to live the life we want in the future. Success will come to those who can manage the kind of lives they want to have in the future. Every challenge you encounter has been strategically placed to help you grow, and I believe that everything that has happened to you has been for your benefit. In many cases, climbing to the top of the world requires navigating a labyrinth of obstacles. If you could lend a hand, I may be almost impressed. Please know how much I would appreciate your help in releasing the past so that I may face the present with an open mind and heart. The most important thing to me is that the things I've accomplished and seen may help other people see the greatness in themselves, the people I interact with, and the world around them. The same applies to me. I need your assistance. If you could help me identify my own abilities, that would be great. It would mean a lot to me if you could think of me positively and gratefully at all times. What you did for me is really appreciated. I feel compelled to tell you how much I appreciate everything you've done to assist me and how your life has been as selfless and full of passion as the one you've chosen for yourself. Could you perhaps lend me a hand with this? You asked God for help the night before, and He answered your petition. He was well aware of the pain, anxiety, stress, and despair that his current circumstances were causing him. In case you believed that your anger was directed towards your friends, children, family, and the situation you were in, He saw you cry. He saw you cry because you felt helpless, and He saw you cry because you were worried about your health. In these days, you are hearing from God. I have a blessing for you for every tear and every sleepless night, and you may ultimately pass out of this place, He says. These heavenly beings will show up in a moment to organize crucial details for a skip. This pain has been with you for quite some time, so there's no need to worry that it will go away soon. That is my solemn vow to you in the Garden of Eden. My wish will be granted by you. Wonders of recovery and solutions to all your problems will be yours from here. Keep telling yourself that good things are coming out of this until you believe it. Someday, this will be discovered, regardless of what happens to take the edge off. Your ability to learn about relevant topics increases in proportion to the number of individuals you talk to. When you triumph against adversity, you'll experience a surge of joy unlike any other feeling in your life. For the rest of your life, including all the times before this one, you could be happier than you have ever been. In comparison to the past, don't you think this is a positive change? Regardless of your current location or past experiences, the fate of your whole life is hanging in the balance right now. Starting to choose your thoughts gives you the power to control your life. You have the power to change your life if you start to choose the ideas you have. There is no such thing as an unchangeable bad condition, and there is no such thing as an unchangeable, dreadful scenario. So long as you take control of your ideas, you can change your life. At least one opportunity for private growth exists in every scenario. Almost every aspect of your life is up for grabs right now. Your ideas are the single most important factor in determining the course of your life's events. At the moment, the main thing that determines your way of life is how you experience your ideas. Your incessant curiosity explains why you seem to have a handful of major interests that you pursue without fail. No matter your perspective, the things that catch your eye and occupy your thoughts the most might shape your life the most. I agree with this statement. Feeling good about the good ideas that have been floating around in your mind lately is impossible when you're happy and include negative thoughts. You are limitless, or put another way, your own ideas are the only thing holding you back from realizing your full potential. Nevertheless, engaging in it requires an exceptional frame of mind. You seem to have gathered all the necessary items. The act is not flawed, despite widespread opinion to the contrary. We are seeing the manifestation of your beauty before our own eyes. Truly, God is magnificent. The gentle direction you're given is illuminating and revealing things that are already set in motion in your life. Everyone and everything will not be able to stop them. You should get closer to your ultimate goal. You may request that your friends watch the video if you so choose. Keeping an attitude of gratitude can help you tremendously, no matter what challenges you face. There is still a great deal for you to learn, even if you have gone this far. You'll keep getting better in the years to come. Keep in mind how much you appreciate what you have decided at all times. By making the most of the options that are available to you, you can take advantage of both the current situation and what may be happening. The will of God for your life is now crystal clear to you. Executed with precision, everything improved when you triumphed over your challenging situation. Experiencing the high-quality things going on around you must be possible. Once you've implemented these modifications, you should start to feel better immediately. Yes, I did choose you if you want to improve your regular happiness, financial situation, and health. Additionally, I chose you because it enables me to provide you with complete joy as you effortlessly transition to a task with a clear objective. You'll be eligible for a plethora of rewards and recognitions since your overwhelming happiness will instantly bring joy and optimism to those closest to you. This is going to happen since you can discover that you should always be interested in anything new. This one will need some thought, so be ready. The Lord's message for today is this. Keep in mind that your mental attitude is the single most important component in determining the quality of your day. To get through each day, you must realize that you alone are responsible for building the power that comprises each day. It is the surest way to succeed. It's the same as having the weekend off, but you have to be careful not to allow your personal responsibilities to dictate how you live your life. In the event that anything happens, you are entirely responsible for handling your own travel arrangements. Every second seems like a precious gift that life is constantly bestowing on us. A word from God has been sent to you, and it is not for public consumption. It is common knowledge today that there are certain aspects of your life that you just can't alter. If things get out of hand, however, you can count on me to see to it that they're taken care of. You will know everything there is to know about the problem, since I will be here when you read this in precisely 3 days. God is ensuring your safety in case of an emergency because of this deviation from your original plan. Meanwhile, he developed romantic feelings for her since she was the most interesting character in the story, second only to himself. You may safely assume that he is not more than a reasonable distance away from you. You will be able to provide the best care for your loved ones. Avoid depending on the generosity of others for financial assistance, and instead, engage in sports that provide you with joy. By giving the video a thumbs up, you're expressing your approval of the author. In the next week, your good fortune will double threefold. Prepare to accept them into your established order when they arrive. If you believe in God, you should see this film in its entirety. Put your hands over your eyes and picture yourself enjoying the life you've always wanted for yourself at this very moment. When you describe how it looks, smells, and feels, be very precise and attentive to detail. In the end, all you have to do is shut your eyes for a little while and open them again if the criteria you have imagined come to pass in the real world. Because it is really approaching very fast, you need to be prepared to be astounded in a short period of time by possessing a fantastic recollection of a very important occasion that is swiftly approaching. You may have an overwhelming sense of pride and fulfillment that is almost impossible to contain. Feelings of elation and triumph could consume you. You won't be able to keep up with the events happening in your life since they happen so quickly. The question of whether it sprang from any other fact may even start to baffle you. In an attempt to comprehend how quickly everything is progressing for you, it will be difficult. You should get yourself ready so that you can figure out a way to solve this problem. It is critical that you prepare for it, since we can say with absolute certainty that it has delivered the desired results. Eventually, all the terrible things that have happened to you and caused you to cry will be a part of the hereafter, and you will no longer be hidden from them either. Feelings of delight, contentment, love, and presence will accompany them on their journey. This fabric encompasses anything that has ever saddened you throughout your whole life. As a result, you will feel fortunate in a high-quality way. Your efforts may pay off in the near future, allowing you to enjoy a great deal of success. Do everything in your power to keep your worries from dominating your life. Maintaining your faith in the face of adversity can help you realize that all your hard work was worthwhile in the end. Uncertainty is inevitable. Danger will eventually knock on your door. A guest from the far future is on the way. Due to the fact that all of your payments may be paid in full, you won't have to worry about any bills being late. There will probably be a lot of major changes to your present financial circumstances in the not-too-distant future, and they will probably happen very fast. It is quite probable that these changes will be implemented. To fully appreciate the significance it has in your life, you must acknowledge that it is a gift and use it in a positive way. The water I can give him, on the other hand, will turn into an inner spring, and from there it will rise into eternal life. I am able to provide him with this water. Everything said here will really transpire. The Savior makes it plain, once he turns the water into liquid form, that anyone who drinks the water I will give them will never thirst again. What the Bible says about your love life is that it's time to start over from the beginning. You're going to start laughing, trusting, and loving again, so that you might make up for all that you have let slip through your fingers. You could anticipate that I would provide assistance in the future. God is currently writing your tale, and he is paying close attention to every single detail from the beginning to the end, even though you have not yet had the chance to personally experience everything that is available to you. You shouldn't just ignore your intelligence because you haven't put in the time to study. Why? We can fix all your problems and make sure everything follows the plan. Right now, you'd rather not be engaged with anything. Trust the process and pay attention to the reality that you are solely responsible for the power you bring into the area. Your next step should be to put your trust in the process and watch as your wishes materialize before your eyes. The way you're handling things and the amount of work you're putting in are very motivating to me. You are doing an admirable job of completing this task, and our Lord God has spoken. When you do this, you put me at the center of your universe. You are really gorgeous. I have a strategy for your life that takes into account the current circumstances and aims to ensure that everything works out for the greatest practicable end outcome. Making sure everyone works out in a method that yields the best possible outcomes under the current conditions is the plan's main objective. No matter how angry or confused you may be right now, you can't ignore the reality that I've recently come to realize. The people who live on this planet are forced to endure tremendous suffering and hardship as a result of the current situation, and they often feel deceived. This is because of the state of the world. But on the flip side, it opens the door to the prospect of finding a whole lot of joy, wonder, and beauty within its confines. As the principal awareness of your fundamental mind, you should focus most of your energy on the extraordinary experiences and possibilities that this planet may provide. It could be wise to try to pay attention to the things that Earth has to offer. In addition, you should endeavor to create something fruitful from the pain that is now prevalent on a global scale. You should definitely do it. It's crucial that you give it the freedom to shape your identity by guiding your personal growth into a more advanced version of yourself. If you are eager to receive God's benefits, He promises they will surround you. After some time has passed, if you are open to receiving them, you will realize that you are exactly where you need to be right now, where you must be in any situation where you need help. People are more inclined to go out of their way to assist you if they have a nice picture of you. Whenever you find yourself in a tough spot, you must always remember this thing. My best wishes and prayers are being sent your way from every corner of the globe for some reason. The possibility exists that God shielded you from anything that may end your life, remove your typical position on this planet, and alter the course of your destiny by giving you the impression that you were being rejected. This idea must always be front of mind, and you must never lose sight of the fact that God has great things planned for you. That is something that you should be aware of at all times. Fantastic mental and physical health, contented thinking, plenty of money, healthy relationships, meaningful connections, serenity, and growth in every area of your life, mental, spiritual, and financial, are all within your reach. Everything listed here will be yours when you ask for it. In the end, all of these things will be bypassed, which will only make matters worse. Through the work we do together, I guarantee that you will achieve a level of amazing fitness and find contentment in all areas of your life. Whatever you're intended to do this week, we pray that your heart's desires and God's will be accomplished through your labor. May all your dreams come true, and may your work bring you spiritual fulfillment. When you set your mind to anything, I have no doubt that you will achieve your goal. To the best of my knowledge, you have the potential to break through whatever barrier you encounter and find answers to any problems you face. If you are determined to succeed on the path you have chosen, I have complete faith that you will be able to overcome any obstacles that may appear. I believe you to be entirely honest. The next week is going to be a milestone, and it will significantly alter the trajectory that the rest of your lives will follow after this. I can guarantee that the one doing the analysis will have a fantastic day filled with presents and appropriate fortune, as I'm promising them this. I ask that God bestow His blessings on all of you who are studying this. Please, God, if you are a believer in God, I beg you, Lord, to hear their prayers and to reveal new opportunities for them to overcome their illnesses, meet all of their needs, vanquish their enemies, and experience an endless flow of blessings. No matter how far you flee, my love for you will always follow and find you. There's no way to deny that. Nothing will ever be able to keep you from this. If you have a track record of reliability, it is much more reasonable to assume that you will be there at the appointed time and place. The reason being, you have a track record of dependability when it comes to situations where you want support. Having a positive impression of you makes others more willing to go out of their way to assist you. Despite the difficulty of the circumstances, this will eventually become crystal clear. All the wonderful things I have trained for you are being bestowed upon you right now, and I'm delivering them to you right now. The following event will occur in your life, but you shouldn't be concerned about it since it won't define you. It's not worth the time. The only thing I require from you is that you work really hard and give my words a lot of thought. The appropriate people will contact you as soon as they can, and they will do all in their power to respond immediately. So I can guarantee that this will happen in the next several days. As I have done before, I shall keep a careful watch on you. I can maintain eye contact with you. There is absolutely no way I will stop watching the program. I can assist you in reaching your objective of improving your mood if you are now sad and want to feel better. I will find a way out of this tough situation, no matter how hopeless it may seem. When you feel like you can't go on, no matter how hard you try, God promises that He will give you the power to keep going. Eliminating all concepts should be your main objective, so give it your full attention. On the other hand, you should look for help with everything. God has already accomplished so much for you, and the first and foremost thing you should do is thank Him for it. Then explain to Him what you want by going ahead of schedule. Because it is a promise God has given you, the doors that will hopefully open for you in the future will make it such that you will never have to borrow money, beg, or battle for anything again. We need to be committed to accomplishing anything, and that is the EXP reason for it. What I was trying to tell Moses was that I was going to provide you with resources, both human and financial, that you could never have suspected. Quickly, it appears like things are going to change for the better in your situation. If you can bear to wait for what seems like an eternity, God will reveal to you the reason it took him so long. Possibly happening right now are moves on God's part that are much greater than anything you can imagine or even hope for. They are superior to all you can possibly think of or even contemplate. Knowing that you still have a desire should provide you with some comfort. No matter how bad the torture becomes, you must remain composed and make prayer a daily habit. I pray that God will bless you abundantly, no matter how bad things become. People may have conversations with God, and God will speak to them. For example, my baby came to me eagerly, knowing that I am the God who would provide all of his needs. I will alleviate your frustration by assisting you in resolving it. In order to overcome its illness, I will lend you a hand. You will have the opportunity to lead a life that is more normally seen as normal if you are released from jail. The day we had been anticipating has finally arrived, and with it, I'm going to put you in a position of joy and want like you've never been in before. Maintain a positive outlook and seek out ways to inspire those closest to you during this time. We truly appreciate your efforts. It's reasonable to expect that I will intervene immediately to prevent such a situation from happening. If something is completely against God's will and there's no way to stop it from happening, then there's no need to try to stop it. It's hard to stop anything that isn't part of God's plan from happening. And even if it doesn't, which is highly unlikely, God has something even better in store for us. God has something better planned for us. In spite of your current behavior, you are aware of this truth. Relax and accept it. By saying, "I am going to bring you from obscurity to repute," God responded to Elijah's concern regarding the many paths his life may follow. Concerning the possible path that Elijah's life may follow, he baffled God. "You have shown me how much you value me by being dependable, trying so hard, and showing me this kind of respect. So, arm yourselves, because I'm about to provide some very valuable information to you. The best party of your whole life is about to happen right now. From what we can see, things are moving in the right direction, or more accurately, the way they should be moving. Every so often, it's as if a jigsaw puzzle piece is fitting together to form the final picture. Prepare your ideas to be implemented. There may be moments when you really need to give up, but are unable to do so, and there will be tears shed in order to get this gift. At this time, the Lord has spoken to you in a way that says to wait. You will weep over this sentence. Though there are reasons to have an optimistic outlook, you should be ready to have your hopes dashed. Additionally, you should be ready to be let down. I anticipate that there will be challenging times ahead. God will provide the strength to keep going when you're ready, but you may feel that power all the time. Make the most of the limitless opportunities that will present themselves to you in the years to come, because you need to be watchful and look at the big picture. Your persistence will pay off in the end, and it will probably be identified in more ways than one. Your worries will melt away since you know that everything will turn out well in the end. Huge benefits that will astound you will be bestowed upon you and the people that matter most to you. You and your family may be blessed with such benefits. To start, there are many reasons for you to feel proud of who you are. Right now, you're not tight enough to go further with this approach. The most unbelievable thing is that I am no longer informed of the major news stories, and that is mind-boggling to me. You should not miss out on the wonderful things that God is going to do in your life this week, if there's any chance you can get them. Instead of the pain, suffering, and worry you're feeling right now, I will give you blessings like love, healing, serenity, and plenty. My deepest hope is that this serves a purpose. I vow to you, my love, and I will keep my word. In the midst of becoming members of one another, let all people pray to the Lord. Gratitude has overtaken my heart, and I come to you today, God the Father. I'm quite thankful. Giving you an explanation is a great way for me to show you how much I appreciate this. Everything you've done for my family and your kids is much appreciated. Your complete accomplishment is much appreciated. In addition, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate the beautiful weather we've been having recently. In addition to the helpful opportunities you've opened up for me, I'd also like to thank you for the resources you've given me so that I may follow my aspirations. Your kindness and consideration allow me to face each day and do any tasks that may be assigned to me. I am grateful. Given everything that you have achieved, I will always have a soft spot for you and hold you in the highest regard. I owe you the utmost respect right now. Even if you've already brought it to my attention, I can generally find a solution to the problem by having a personal conversation with you. In his words, I am the God you worship, and I will assist you in your endeavors. This is a commonly held belief. It is believed that this commitment was conveyed via him. You can count on me to be there for you through the good times and the bad, the wonderful and the awful, and everything in between. I firmly pledge that I will never leave you behind in this world. If you have faith in God, you may express your support by sharing and liking this video. It is not always easy to accept as truth what one knows to be true within one's own abilities. That is absolutely correct in certain cases. I don't always have an innate sense of self-assurance in my abilities and accomplishments. I created you with an enormous amount of potential that has not yet been fulfilled, so please know that. It is important that you remember this. Assuming it is feasible for other people to achieve satisfaction, it must likewise be feasible for you to achieve fulfillment. Something is possible as a means to an end if it is possible for other people to do it. As a person, I have full trust in you. You have my unwavering confidence. I implore you to strive for an exceptionally positive outlook on life. Avoid starting at the same level as everyone else, and instead focus on establishing your own reputation. Do not act in a way that indicates you are unable to participate in anything, even when faced with other rivals. Despite facing adversity, you maintained your composure and ultimately achieved success. Seeking my assistance is your one option for improving your attitude. Instead of using alcohol as a crutch, you may depend on me to be your strong support system when times are rough. Even if everything starts again, you can't give up hope just yet, since I'm the one responsible. On top of that, I know full well that you'd want to change the way things are now in your life. I can be here for you every step of the way, regardless of the decision you make in this scenario. Or you may not get much of a return on this interest unless you put in a lot of work initially. What this implies is that if you stick to your old habits after you've decided to make changes, you won't be able to achieve the improvements you want in your life. Life will start to improve once you decide to make me the most important thing in your life and break ties with the negative individuals who have been a part of it. If you decide to cut ties, this might happen right away. If you do this, your first year of college will begin to improve. Are you in the mood to take it easy and relax? Have you been trying to find a secluded spot where you can relax? If you're interested in reading the Bible for yourself, I highly recommend getting a copy and reading the first page as soon as you have it. You will realize that you are becoming more capable of being self-sufficient as our relationship deepens and our time together increases. Please subscribe to receive more of God's words, and may the Lord be glorified in everything that you do. Amen.